Hello and welcome back to the chassis variant series gameplay. Here we are with the Stone Rhino, the standard SR1. I've tried to paint it in SLDF colours because I'm a smart bastard like that. It would have been originally. This is a really interesting design. The Stone Rhino historically is a clan mech. It's obviously most closely associated with the clans. It was used by them in considerable number during the invasion of the Inner Sphere, and for centuries prior. It actually started life as kind of a periphery design because the Rimworld's Republic at the time, when they were in control of the Star League under Stefan Amaris, wanted to create a super heavy design that was called the Matar. It was visually very similar to this and had virtually the same weapons package and profile. So the problem is that it just was unfeasible for whatever reason. It just never got built. It was one of those. I guess it was aping like the end of the war, where Germany were trying to build all kinds of mad shit to try and turn the tide. Things like the mouse tank, that kind of thing. And I think that's what the Matar is kind of an example of. Like if Amaris could build 1,000 Matars, then the Star League would be defeated. But no, the Matar was also nicknamed Amaris' Folly. Now, unlike the clans, centuries later, who would deem a certain enemy completely forbidden for them to be referenced or any of their stuff to be used, the SLDF took the plans for the Matar when they went into exile. And they decided to basically look at the design and go, well, we can do this, that, and the other. And they created the Stone Rhino out of that build, and it was a highly effective battle mech, which is very useful in terms of MWO because you've got a lot more flexibility. It's weird how Omni-mechs are kind of gimped in some ways in MWO, where the Omni-mech should actually be more powerful. It's actually better in MWO for a clan to be a battle mech because you could do things like swap the engine, and that gives you a lot more freedom with regards to your build. And that is exactly what the Stone Rhino is here. But yeah, historically it was a mech that was used almost exclusively by the Smoke Jaguars. They had quite a liking for this machine, and for good reason. On paper, it doesn't look like a particularly effective assault mech. It's 100 tons, but on the table, it's exactly as you see here with the build: a couple of large pulse lasers, a single small in the head for anti-infantry work, and a pair of Gauss rifles that are high-mounted. But it's also very thickly armoured, decent speed for its tonnage, and it's got jump capability. So, on the table, Stone Rhino, absolutely terrifying mech to encounter. Not something you want to go into a fight with lightly. It's got more than enough ammo as well to keep firing those Gauss rifles, virtually generates no heat. The two large pulse lasers, I mean, getting that extra +2 on you to hit rolls and the amount of damage they do, it hurts. In terms of MWO, this is a highly desirable assault mech for some because high-mounted ballistics hardpoints, very good for those people who like to do sniping builds, for those people who also like to be able to basically expose as little of the mech as possible when they go over a hill or they start to engage at extreme distances. Low-slung clan arms, it still suffers from the LSAS with the arms, but it's not the worst aftermath. It's tanky and it can absorb a lot of fire. And like this round is just an example of me just being ignored. Don't know why. I mean, I'm in a Stone Rhino. I'm not exactly subtle, but yeah, I'm just a lot of people are just completely ignoring me, and my damage is ridiculous, which is funny. It's a case that, that there was a comment recently of someone who was very passionate about about me. It's kind of funny. I won't put the video. I won't know what video it is. I found it charming. That someone would think I'm actually trying to tell people that this is how you should play the mechs. Of course, don't play the mechs stock with their weapons loadout. It's a bad idea in MWO. I get matches like this. They are few and far between. I guarantee you there'll be more matches than not where I don't even do that much damage in total. And it's clear the meta builds are the way to go. Like that Fafnir. That Fafnir is not built like an old Fafnir, but I bet you that Fafnir will put out far more damage on average in a match than I will in this one match where I did really well with damage. So it's amusing like that. I do manage to get his other side torso, so I knew to the Fafnir at the end. But yeah, we'll just skip to the scoreboard anyway. But yeah, it's a really, really good mech. Would I recommend purchasing the Stone Rhino? I don't know. It's not bad, as I said. It is a good clan assault mech, and Lord knows it. The clan players have been patiently waiting for their new assault mech. So I can completely understand why you might want to jump out and grab it. It does have some variants out there that can be ridiculously built if you're willing to just put the cash in there. And because there's a variant that I think that's got like 15 energy hard points, for instance. I mean, this is fucking insane. But yeah, you can do that. You can run with it, and you can do some incredibly nasty builds. And obviously, like, just the standard Stone Rhinos on their own are just really, really good. And yeah, it's got a bit of maneuverability to it. Very thickly armored. I mean, the build I made virtually no changes. I might have changed the heat sinks, or possibly or the structure. I did something that basically allowed me to just put the armor up a tiny bit more, because it's already virtually maximum armor as well. And in MWO, since all the values are doubled, and then you've got skills on top and quirks, it's just a slab of metal. It just takes so many hits to down, and yeah, it's cool as well. Visually, they did a really good job of translating it to the MWO and environment, the engine. It looks cool. So there are numerous factors about why you could pick it up, and it wouldn't be a terrible purchase actually. This one, the last couple I've been kind of on the fence about them whether you should, but if you really like the Stone Rhino and you're nostalgic for it, and you like some of the elements of its gameplay, the high-mounted hardpoints and such big, thick armor, and obviously a lot more options where it comes to customization, it's not a bad choice, especially if you're a clan player and this is what you've been waiting for this whole time. So yeah, you probably wouldn't go wrong just buying the basic pack if you didn't want to splurge for everything, because remember, it all becomes available for C-bills eventually. I suppose the other thing is, what I'll do here is just to sort of round it out for anybody who still doesn't know. Recently, my friend Davros Dalek passed, and that's the reason there was a bit of a delay with this video coming out from when the Stone Rhino was released. And yeah, I'll say from now, he would have loved this mech. He would have loved the Stone Rhino. He was a fan of it. And it was definitely one of the mechs I'm sure that he would have dipped his toes back in to play a bit more MWO, because he hadn't played any for a long while. He'd usually just sit in the TS with us and listen to us jibber jabber, and we'd sometimes play Tabletop Simulator BattleTech instead of MechWarrior during the tour practices. But I'm sure that the Stone Rhino would have been one of the things he would have hopped in and jumped in and got some drops for. So yeah, it's a bit bittersweet that the mech came out so close to his tragic passing, but yeah, definitely would have one of the mechs he would have enjoyed, and yeah, it's a real shame. So apologies to anyone who had been waiting for these videos. I'll start getting these done now over the coming weeks, the different variants. So apologies, thank you for being patient, and yeah, take care of yourselves, everybody. And if there's somebody out there who you haven't told that you consider them a brother, you love them, or you just care about them a lot, just make sure you do, because you don't know what's going to happen. And yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the balls when it happens. So have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.